right, let's do some content review. Let's see what we got today. Mega Dummy says Trump is playing chess. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the effects over here. How the heck do I do that? Okay, so you guys can see it over on YouTube. Let's see what's going on. Audio might be wonky.
President Trump has agreed to put a 1-month pause on the tariffs that he was going to impose on Mexico after the Mexican president has agreed to send 10,000 of her soldiers to the border to help prevent the trafficking of drugs, including fentanyl, to the United States. It almost sounds like the tariffs that were used as a bargaining chip, the tariffs that were used as part of a negotiation, is working. Walk into a car dealership and they
Donald Trump actually got 15,000 troops in 2019 to the Mexico border. So 5,000 less with using tariffs. I wouldn't say that's effective. So...
and they tell you that the car is $60,000. You have two options. For one, you can be a chooch and just pay the $60,000. Number two, you can negotiate. Biden-Harris administration, chooches. Trump, negotiator. To all the people saying
Biden-Harris administration got $1.5 billion in smart better border technology.
like, oh, well, Biden didn't have these issues. Biden never... yeah, duh. 'Cause Biden caused the issues. Of course he didn't have these issues.
I fucking hate this. So politically, just such a political hack job. Like, yeah, Biden caused the issues, all of them. I don't know how. Couldn't quantify or elaborate. Just gonna spew.
Slept for 4 years, and by the time he woke up, America had been dog walked and shit on by almost every other country. So if you thought that Donald Trump was just gonna come in and was just
equivocation. Should I just do these where I just point out their logical fallacies, platitudes, and equivocation? Platitude.
They won't tell you what
vague,
he did.
ambiguous. Right. So a platitude would be, well, they shit all over us. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Or equivocation using like open border. That's their whole argument.
gonna be quiet, you've been just not paying attention. He has to come in and fix things, and sometimes to fix things, you need to make some noise and say, hey, some respect on our name. And look, it's working. Also, if you're someone who thinks that burning an American flag in America as a way to try to stay in America is a way to get what you want, we don't need to hear your opinion on negotiations and how to achieve a desired outcome. You guys are thinking checkers, Trump is playing chess.
Yeah.
What did flag birding come into this? I don't know where flag birding came in.
I don't know.
I just wanted to let this girl know, you are fucking brown. You're not one of them. I don't know why, like, I don't understand the logic of people. Like, you think it matters to Republicans? The moment that your ass messes up at your job and it hits mainstream news, guess what? You're DEI to them.
Yep, they're calling you a DEI hire.
You're DEI. And also, just to point out, like, ICE comes after you, they're going to be like, good. They're going to be good. I don't know why people think they're exempt. Donald Trump got us absolutely nothing. That's the craziest part. Nothing with literally collapsing the stock market for a weekend. Nothing.
Yeah.
All
They
right.
said over and over that Biden doesn't deserve credit over the border because he started that issue. Why does Trump deserve credit for a trade war when he started that?
I know. I don't. The economy's going to go bad, and then they're going to blame Biden. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Listen to this.
Oh,
This
this
guy's
fuck.
such a clown. This guy's such a clown. What's
I
the... Yeah, I've seen the guy. He's stitched some of my stuff.
Apparently, there's a strike going on today. There's a lot of Latinos, immigrants, who are not showing up to work today. They're not going to purchase anything, contribute to America's economy, so on and so forth. And this isn't an attempt to show America how dependent America is over illegal immigrants. Listen, when your ass gets fired today for not showing up to do your job, I don't want to hear jack shit. I don't want to hear you crying. Don't go try and get on unemployment. Don't go get any other benefits that a lot of Americans can't get themselves.
I don't
not true.
understand. So don't use your
And which
constitutional right to protest?
Yeah.
Right. So just don't use your constitutional right to protest. They really hate constitutional rights. You know what I mean? I don't
And
want to
like
hear you.
the economic
complain
effect
that you
of
got
them
fired.
taking a day off is still the same as them being fired. In fact, long-term economic effects is worse if they're fired.
I don't understand it. Don't complain if you're fired. I don't get what you're. Does he think he ate?
Yes.
It's a bizarre non sequitur. I don't understand. It's a really bizarre non sequitur.
And this is where the American people are literally sick and tired of your freaking entitlement.
What
The
entitlement?
audacity.
So he's just created this entire scenario inside of his head so that he can attack people that might get fired from protesting. Like he just
Yeah, so
built it, and
entitled
then
that
he's
they
like,
want human rights.
he builds an argument, they get fired, and in his head they get fired, and then he's like, I don't feel bad for you for getting fired for protesting, using your right. This is so fucking stupid. This is so dumb.
Yep.
We're over this shit. While you sit here and you want to demand America, a country that you're not from, to do certain things for you, while you fled your country after your own government screwed over your own country.
Not everybody that's protesting is undocumented. In fact, I would argue that probably most protesting are not undocumented. So I don't know.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so he thinks that these people are going to protest and then get fired and then be undocumented immigrants taken out of the United States Treasury. And then that's why he doesn't like them. They fled their country, they were just fleeing gang violence and war crimes, Jaden. How dare
Largely
they do
propped
that?
up by the United States, cooed nations,
How dare they do that?
and military intervention.
And
It's not entitlement. They aren't asking for anything, just that the United States government leave them the fuck alone.
You ran like a little baby back beta.
Shut up, bitch.
Dude, people are fleeing for their lives. Like, not everyone, but also they don't qualify for federal government. So this is a stupid argument. So he's like, he just assumes that they're qualified for federal assistance. They don't. He literally just made up. What's the thing where you make up it's not a straw man because it's not like the argument, but it kind of is a straw man, but he's like building a punching bag. You know what I mean? Of something that doesn't happen just to attack it. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a thing. I know that there's a fallacy. I don't remember the name of it, but he's building the thing he attacks.
Shit. Nothing. Nada. Zero.
Did we fucking ask Jaden? I don't remember us asking. Did
No.
anybody ask? I don't remember asking.
Zilch. As a matter of fact, the only thing we would like to see is you gone. Back to your country and holding that
I'm going to
same
be so real. This motherfucker is the exact type of person that's going to get thrown on the ground by ICE and be like, no, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Not me. Yeah, 100%.
You're not fooling us up.
100%.
You're not fooling us with that Trump hat. Get your ass
100%.
down there.
Buddy, you're going to piss someone off and they're going to call on you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear him ramble about this made-up scenario. Let's, Mega tries downplaying tariffs. You can read what Rena wrote. I'll just...
Let's see here.
Can I please do a video on the tariffs?
Ah,
We don't have a lot of time today, so these are my initial thoughts. For those that don't know, Trump has imposed 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on China. We are essentially in a trade war as Canada has decided to raise tariffs on American goods and Mexico has yet to decide on what they're going to do, and China has decided to take us to the international courts through the World Trade Organization, which will honestly end nowhere. I think the reason for the tariffs is
He's probably right on that.
different for each country, so we're just going to stick to the basics. Keeping up with Trump's promise from his previous administration and carried over with Biden, we are trying to divest a lot of our goods sourced from China, so we're just basically divesting from China. Mexico is getting tariffed because instead of them actually developing the products in their country, China is shipping them to Mexico and then putting them together in Mexico and then shipping them to the U.S., trying to subvert previous tariff.
No. Like, you could say that if it was targeted tariffs, but you can't say that just as a blanket tariff. Like, oh yeah, we're going to... What the fuck? If he was making targeted tariffs, that argument would make sense. But he's not. It's not what they're doing.
Tariffs, so Trump sees that and has decided to target Mexico for that.
And wait a second. Hold on. Didn't Donald Trump... Wait a second. Didn't Donald Trump advocate for more stuff to be built in Mexico as part of the as NAFTA 2.0, the Canadian Mexican American Agreement?
Well, yeah, that's
what that
war
did
is
was
essentially
like
a violation of that.
right, but didn't he advocated for more trade to be done there? Like he was trying to move it more closer to home. Whatever. Okay.
Canada, basically, Trump really does want Canada to be the 51st state. I really think he is dead set on that, and so he's very maximalistic in this thought process. Will that be a reality? I highly doubt it, so he'll eventually take what comes next, but that is definitely his goal. Now, the fear-mongering from the left has already started, is that they are talking about how prices are going to get raised, but this isn't like prices that got raised during the inflationary period under the Biden administration. Tariffs have a much smaller overall effect against the American consumer. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but the general estimate is anywhere as low as $250 per year up to $800 a year that will be born.
No. $4,000.
Yeah.
$4,000 for a
$900
family
and
of four.
$4,000.
So, what? And honestly, it's probably going to be more than that, to be honest with you. But I don't know. What's that? I mean, like, so if I break it down a month, $80 a month on tariffs doesn't sound like that's going to be right. I think it's going to be. Could that be right?
Well,
No.
I've got a source here.
No, I mean, not if
Tax
you're just
Foundation.
buying nothing. If you're buying nothing, but if you're a person that, like, I don't know, you spend like 20 a year at the grocery store, or 10 a year, like just either buying stuff or whatever, no, you're going to be paying way more than that. Way more than that.
Born on the taxpayer or the consumer, that is, which is so much smaller than what we faced with the inflationary period under the Biden administration, and we're
25% is 6% more than the inflation under Biden. But you notice how they never specify how Biden caused inflation.
Nope.
They just that is the implied assumption, right? That Biden caused inflation. That is what everybody Biden caused inflation, and they start as that as a fact, right? Biden caused inflation, and then they just move from
still
there.
feeling effects today. You might be hard-pressed to find the left to admit this because they generally like the tax and spend life that has been created in America, but that's exactly what Trump is trying to curtail or change. So the long-term strategy is to reduce out-of-control government spending to manageable levels and to keep taxes low and buffer that with tariffs. The reason why Trump will likely...
So his goal is to destroy our retail economy, which we're almost certainly forever going to be, for something that's not even established yet.
Yep. You know, his argument would be a lot
Like-
better if he didn't look like Kevin Spacey.
win this, and I have
He looked like every guy that interjected in a conversation in high school.
Well,
Like, bro, you weren't invited.
confidence that he will is because the price increase will not be reflected that great in the overall grocery bill. And when you compare America's economies to, say, Canada and Mexico, it just pales.
I just want to point out he's saying grocery bill. The answer is yes, it will. It won't be reflected unless it's imported to the degree of 25%. But for a lot of goods, these companies, and this is what these guys miss because they don't care, these companies are going to jack prices up because they can, and they're going to blame tariffs. They're going to do it to make a ton of profit, and they're going to blame tariffs. They're already starting to raise prices, and there's no reason for them to lower them. None whatsoever, because everybody's doing it because everybody's anticipating tariffs. They're going to jack prices up to see how much of it we can actually take, and they're going to reap in a bunch of profit, and our prices are going to go up. You can say like the tariffs are only going to cause $100 to whatever plus dollars a month, which is a lot in America, but like it's only going to cost that much or whatever. You could say that. You're leaving out the fact that these companies are going to find a way to rake in money from us. So it's going to be multiple inputs. It's going to be bad. The actual effects of which, not really sure, but I guess we'll just have to see.
in comparison. They both export about 75% of their goods to the U.S., whereas the U.S. combined exports less than 3% to these two countries. But anyways, those are my initial thoughts.
Because we don't make. I don't want
The
more
U.S.
of
Nuclear
you.
Regulatory Commission just confirmed
Go
that
away.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, your prices will only go up by 20%, but we'll not bring back manufacturing jobs ever. Crazy conspiracy lady threatens
Mexican
Canada.
president announces retaliatory tariffs on the United States. Canadians boo American national anthem at Ottawa NHL game. British Columbia says it will no longer buy American liquor from red states in response to the United States tariffs. That's oddly specific.
I'm announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce...
Shut that shit down. We don't want to hear your French. Listen, if it's a tariff war that these countries want, if this is what you really want to do, bring it the fuck on. We have learned anything over this last four and a half years in this country, it's how to be resourceful. We will outlast you any day of the week. Also, my understanding.
What? What is up with America's aversion to being bilingual, first of all?
It's like she's about ready to put a helmet on and go to war. Oh, like she's gonna spike Canada at the store. You know what I mean?
We'll outlast you.
Are you fucking
Take
kidding
that.
me?
I'm
You
paying
couldn't
more
even
for
deal
my
with
groceries.
They couldn't even deal with inflation under Biden. You think they have any fucking hope of dealing with it? No. They're gonna cry. I'm telling you, what's gonna happen is they're gonna say, "This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good." There's gonna be like, "Oh, the public does not like this." Which, by the way, the public already doesn't. In polls, it shows they do not support this. It's like 51% of the plurality do not support. And when this does become inevitably wildly unpopular, they're going to turn around and try to blame Biden. That's what they're going to try to do. Pretty predictable. What's wrong with French?
Understanding that
I
Canada
know.
is going to do its best to implement a lot of these tariffs specifically in red states. Pretty much the entire country is one giant red state. A tariff war, you fucking got
No,
it,
it's
because
not.
the reality
No, it's not.
is that you need us.
Why are they talking about it like a fucking... She's talking about it like a kid at the lunch table talking about how strong the U.S. military is.
Right. My dad
You
can
know,
kick
you know
your
what I mean?
dad's
Like,
ass.
we got the biggest military. Our jets are so fast. Shut up. This is going to destroy lives. This is not a good thing. This is not something we'll take it on. Yeah, there's people struggling in this country, and you're advocating for a policy that's not going to help. It's just going to destroy families. It's going to cost us a lot of money, and nobody's going to want to pay it anyways. And there's not going to show any fucking jobs. It's going to be crazy when the jobs reports come out, and hopefully I think the Bureau of Labor Statistics is going to release this, and then inevitably Trump's going to end up messing with the numbers, and we're going to have to rely on outside sources. Which I should make a video tomorrow highlighting, but outside sources, and they're going to be like, oh no, it's Biden, and they'll mess with the numbers or whatever. Most people won't support this. Nobody wants to pay more at the grocery store. Americans don't give a fuck. I don't know why people don't understand that. They don't care. They just want cheap goods that they can buy. They don't care where it comes from. They don't care about that at all. They just want to buy the shiny things because this country sucks. Let's be real. This country sucks. And if you can't buy the shiny things in this country is like just horrible in every level. It's like not survivable. So people want to buy the shiny things. They want to buy the nice things. They want to do whatever. And as soon as you take that from them, most Americans can't afford homes. Not most, but you know what I mean? Like most people trying to buy a home or would like to own a home in the United States can't afford one. And they're just gonna, it's like you're just taking everything from them. And whatever. She's very tough, though. Canada must be scared.
Way more
That'll learn
than
'em.
we need you. We're going to be just fine. I don't know if this is posturing. I don't know if you're trying to spread fear. I'm not really sure, but this isn't going to end the way that you think it's going to end. When you go bankrupt...
Listen, absolutely nobody is posturing here, except for Trump. Canada's not posturing. Mexico is not posturing. None of these countries are posturing. They're dead serious. And I thought and had the question, are they serious? That was a question that occurred to me this weekend, right? When the tariffs first got announced. Are they going to sit back and they're going to allow America to enjoy their own tariffs and for it to hurt them? Or are they going to retaliate? Are they serious? And the answer to that is yeah. Yeah, they're serious as a heart attack.
And we have to swoop in there and pick you up as the 51st state of the United States of America. You better hope and pray that we even still want you after that. Fuck around and find it.
Oh,
Find
the
out
crowd
what? They
goes
lost nothing.
cringe. And the crowd goes cringe. There's 40 million people in Canada, by the way. So it's not a small economy.
Yes.
The crowd goes cringe. And just to point out, like, a lot of these countries, like Canada, are used to paying more for a lot of stuff. Right? They're used to paying more for a lot of stuff.
Look,
So
comparatively,
it's not,
right now, they're paying less for groceries than we do.
Well, yeah, their grocery, like most, I don't know why grocery prices are so high in America. They're cheap everywhere else. But yeah, their gas, their houses, their, like, a lot of their stuff is way more expensive. Way more expensive.
I'm going to browse Zillow Canadian right
Really
now.
quick. Yeah, their houses are more expensive. Really quick, like, what was I going to ask? I can't even remember now. That's embarrassing. It was a good point.
Let's take a look
Anyway,
at
final thoughts on that? I had a point. It was right there. I forgot. Anyways, Jaden, anything?
That's okay. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm looking at Canadian
All right.
houses right now.
No. All right. Well, that concludes the segment.
Yep.